Well, hey, it's Brian G. Johnson. Welcome back to another TubeBuddy live stream. It's great to have you here. I want to let you know I'm going to be blind for about. Oh, that sounded pretty good. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Excellent. It's going to work just fine. Okay, so again, welcome, Brian G. Johnson. Really excited to have you here today. And this is what I've got. I've got a presentation that, and now I'm going to turn the volume off on the iPad. I've got a presentation about success in YouTube, on YouTube in 2018, how you can move forward and really craft a great video experience, craft a great channel that will propel you forward to gain that success. It can be challenging. We can often wonder, is it possible? When it comes to success on YouTube, this is what I want you to think about. We all start from the very same place. From nothing, right? We don't have any views. We don't have any subscribers. We have a big, gnarly idea, a goal, a dream to create a channel, to create community. The destination is that very thing. Maybe it's the silver play button. Maybe it's 1,000 subscribers. And make no mistake, this is the path to how you move forward. The success you desire will be obtained through the videos you publish or lack thereof. And here's the thing I want to let you know. Sometimes, have you ever wondered, in fact, let me ask you, have you ever wondered, is it even possible to succeed in 2018? Is it possible to be able to move forward and grow a channel, even if you're brand new? I mean, it can be so daunting. Like, this whole watch time makes it hard to succeed. I mean, how can you possibly succeed if it's watch time and you need a lot of subscribers in order to get the watch time? Well, here's something I want you to think about. This video, this screenshot, comes from the new YouTube analytics information. And the video in question covers the topic of branding and Nike and Apple's strategy. Now, this particular video was published to my channel when it was only 10 days old. 10 days. This is a few years ago. And now today, the video drives 100 views every single day. It gains me subscribers. I'm able to move forward, get great results. I want to let you know I'm seeing a lot of friends dropping in. Real Estate Whisperer, welcome. And Rodney, good to see you. Andrew, thanks for keeping the lid on the ground control, watching my back for me. Success is absolutely possible. It begins with believing you can do it. And I want to let you know, the new information that's just come out, it truly is the success formula. This is how watch time is measured. Watch time is measured on a per impression basis, and it's very possible. I'm going to talk a lot more about this new information in the coming days and weeks. But for right now, this presentation is about the overall strategy, the success we all desire. My background is culinary school. It's cooking. I was a professional chef for nearly 20 years. And I often think of YouTube success in terms of like baking a cherry pie. And when you think about like baking, there's a lot of things that go into a great cherry pie, like the crust. And just one bullet point on this list could be divided up into its own category with dozens of options. Like, did your grandma make the crust? Is it tried and true recipe for many years? Or maybe the crust is something you just created for the first time. Or maybe you bought the crust in the frozen food aisle. Like all of these things are going to have a different outcome on that delicious YouTube cherry pie. And then there's the flour. What kind of flour? And the filling. Is it out of a, tell me it's, friends, I hope it's not out of a can. And then the topping. Should it be a glaze, a drizzle? Should it be coarse sugar lightly sprinkled over the top of the cherry pie? And how should you serve the pie? Is it with coffee or tea? How do you move forward? There are all these things. And make no mistake, how you bake the cherry pie, how you upload your videos will lead to the success or failure of your channel. And for me, what I see so very often is it's confusing. Like, how do we move forward? What's most important? What should I focus on? There's the channel tags and the YouTube tags, and there's view duration and retention and research and keywords and impressions and marketing. You're doing the marketing, right? I mean, you're promoting and you've got the research down, and the thumbnails aren't even listed. We don't even have thumbnails on the screen. And that's a bit of a problem. We got titles, that's good. But that just tells you, like, there's so many things that we need to focus on, like watch time. And at the end of the day, you got to know what's most important. It can be completely overwhelming. Well, I spoke to my pal Bruce today, and I said, Bruce, how do we move forward? And Bruce said, well, it's not the daily increase, but the daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. And I got to tell you, there's a plague that runs across YouTube. So many people are asking so many crazy questions about all these things. And if you focus on that which is most important, when you boil it down, you will find the success you desire. Do you have a priority? A priority is that which is more important. We need to really understand what is the most important thing. Bruce Springsteen, we're talking about Bruce Lee today, my friend. So what I want to present to you in this live stream presentation is what I call the YouTube essential items. These are the things that I focus on above all else. I don't have time to do it all because there's just not enough hours in the day. So I focus on the most important things. And the first thing is number 15, an exact match keyword phrase. And what I mean by this is it's imperative that you've got some kind of a target. And here's what's up. Like, a cherry pie, for example. It's not rocket science, and a lot of you've seen this already. You've seen this before. And that takes us to number 14. A keyword-driven YouTube title. And this is where I do this, right? We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast to interrupt, and let me see if this is work. Here we go. Now, here's what's up, guys. It's really important to not just look for the next greatest thing is there we go. Okay. I'm flying blind because when I do a presentation, it takes up both monitors, so I can't see all this stuff. But here's what's up. A lot of you are like, oh no, he's talking about the title and the keywords again. If you're looking for the silver bullet, a magical loophole, if you're looking for some great information that you've never heard, this isn't it. But what I want to present to you today is absolutely, without question, the most important things when it comes to gaining a successful channel, publishing videos that are pushed out into suggested views, that show up on the YouTube homepage, that's browse. And take this information in, and don't just listen, but ask yourself, am I doing a good job with item number 15, which is paying attention to the keyword phrases? And the reason I came up with this whole please stand by, we interrupt your broadcast, is because a lot of people, they say, Brian, I'm a vlogger, I can't do that. Well, for me, Brian, I do skits, I can't do that. And I would encourage you to change the thinking in your head and to think about how you can make it happen. Because make no mistake, it doesn't matter if you're a vlogger, a blogger, a beauty channel, if you're a gamer, you can take the time to look and see, hey, do I understand where I want to show up? Do I have a target in mind? Do I have a keyword phrase in mind that I want to show up for when people search? And when you do that, you're going to dramatically increase your likelihood. You just have to change the way you work and the way you think. I understand, like a lot of vloggers, I think they create their content on the fly. Well, maybe think through, slow it down. Think about what you're going to film tomorrow, what the video story is going to focus on. So I would really encourage you to make sure you're doing a good job of all of these things. And now we're going to go back to the desktop, and I wait for the delay. Look at this image. This is fun. And so let's move on. There's the image. Please stand by. We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast. And there we go. Now we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I'm going to tell you that much of what I share today will give you some new ideas. But maybe instead of like looking for that crazy strategy, just focus on the essentials, because that's what this is about. And item number 14, as we spoke about, is ensuring that your video title incorporates a keyword phrase. If you do it in the manner that I share, which is the manner in which most successful YouTubers do it, you're going to have a better chance of ranking. Now, this is a great example. I wanted to create a video on the YouTube algorithm, and I went to YouTube and I started to type in YouTube algorithm, and then I used the information, the search terms that YouTube is sharing with me to craft my title. And this is what I came up with, YouTube algorithm 2018. And I always begin my title with a keyword phrase at the front. And you can see here, I actually rank number 1 for a very competitive term. And all of the channels in the top 10 have way more subscribers than I do. But I was able to win the watch time game, which is watch time per impression. The more you understand that, watch time per impression, the more you see that anybody can succeed. It's not easy, but it's very possible. So again, for step number 14, the 14th most important thing is begin your video titles with a keyword phrase. And next, we've got to talk about being compelling. See, this title here has got a lot of things going on, right? YouTube algorithm 2018 is a keyword phrase. Dirty little secrets is the thing that makes you go, say it's not so. Oh my goodness, I have got to know. Click. And when you click in that manner, when you click and the video starts playing, then I've done a good job. And that's what step 13 is all about, is that you want to create a compelling thumbnail that drives the click. I've talked about this so often because it's so incredibly important. And the fact of the matter is, very rarely do I see, I saw Evan Carmichael pop in. He gets a pass. Evan has got some of the most amazing thumbnails on the planet. Fantastic. Most YouTubers do not. So my question for you today is, as I go through these 15 items, what can you create a list on that you know you can improve? Because as we mentioned at the beginning, the success you desire will come from the videos you publish. And this is item 13, incredibly important. Contrasting colors. You want your thumbnail to be simple, easy to understand. You want it to be different. You want it to be unique. You want it to have your spin. Now, that may take some time, and that's okay. But when you ask yourself these questions, when you strive for perfection, knowing it is unattainable, but that is the goal, to create something that is nearly perfect. When you strive for that, you will move forward and create something that is far better that's already on YouTube, and you'll win. Use a border and saturated colors. A border, but it's not any ordinary border. It's the Brian G border with angles. It took me 175 videos to come up with my strategy, my look, my brand. And again, saturated colors and not too much text. Simple, easy to understand. This thumbnail is doing great. It's getting a lot of clicks. It's only got 3 words. That makes it easy for the viewer to understand. Well, what the heck's going on? Well, it's a slow death of your channel. You don't want that. That's bad. Again, do this because it works. Less is more, contrast, simple, easy to understand, be different, add a border, and leverage the power of saturated colors. That's science for you. This isn't how this is not me telling you this is what works. This is what science has reported that the human eye is drawn to. Okay? Number 12 is not so much what you've got to do, it's what you've got to achieve. When you publish a video, it's got to be engaging. Take the time to ensure that your video is as engaging as possible. Because if it's not, people are going to stop watching. No matter if it's a tutorial, no matter if it's a skit, or if it's gameplay footage, or if you're teaching people how to fish, it's got to be fun, engaging, and it's got to keep people watching. Here's a little secret now. If you pay attention to these 15 things, your videos will become far more engaging. I promise. Number 11 is the video image quality. Excuse me. And this is what I want you to think about. What you're looking at is a picture that was taken approximately 5.5 hours ago as I ate a granola bar, sipped on some imported water from France, Perrier. Delicious. I like it because the bubbles are imported and I burp French air. It's cool. And I'm creating this presentation and I thought, there's the new M50. And some of you might be thinking, see, that's why I can't get started. I don't have the right equipment, or don't do that. Do not hesitate to publish your video. Do not hesitate to get started. Now, to be fair, I think it really makes sense to plan, to come up with a strategy, to implement, and then to move forward. That's great. Coming up with a plan of action is fantastic, but you will know when you've thought too long and too hard. Your brain will say, we probably need to get moving forward with some videos. And at that point, move forward. And what you want to do is start with what you got and do the best you can. It's really that simple. And the fact of the matter is you can create great videos with a mobile device. You can create great videos with an iPad. You can create great videos with no camera at all. You can get $27 software. You can make videos using Keynote on an iPhone. You can add mute. There's a lot of ways to create very fun and engaging videos with great quality. Start with what you got. Do the best you can. Lighting. Lighting is amazing. Lighting gives your videos a look. Lighting makes your quality that we just talked about. Remember, the whole image quality? Here's a big trick. You can buy a $10,000 camera and have okay image quality if your lighting is bad, but you can spend $500 and spend $100 on a lighting kit, right? $500 camera, $100 lighting kit, or $50 lighting kit, and it can look amazing. So it can boost your quality. Fantastic. Amazing. And not only that, it's going to give you a creative edge. You can get all kinds of cool looks and feels. You can add mood and atmosphere with lighting. That's what's so cool about it. That's why it's called being a creator, because you get to take the time to create something that matters. You get to take the time to create a look and a feel that you own, that's nobody else has got to look like it. Like, this is just a ham hanging out. I'm at home. I'm a work at home guy. I'm a badass chick. Don't mess with me. I've got this kind of like street look. You know, all of this stuff is possible through the power of lighting. So do what you can to ensure that your videos are lit in a proper way. And if you're a gamer, well, then you don't have to even worry about this, because you're going to use your gameplay footage. I love this one. This has got a few things going on. Number one, it's got some camera trickery. So we've got this beautiful blurred background, and the photo was taken at dusk or dawn, and that gives the lights in the background, they kind of pop a little bit, and they're pixelated and they're circles because of the bokeh effect, the depth of field effect. Really fantastic. I want to mention this again. Vincent Lombardi. He was the coach to the Green Bay Packers for many years. And a lot of this stuff is like, wow, he's talking about like getting some lights and pay attention to the camera and the picture quality. And the idea is not to expect perfection, but to chase perfection, knowing full well it's not achievable. We can't catch it because nothing is perfect. But if we strive for that, if we move forward and that is the goal, we'll create something amazing and people will respond. I promise you that is how it works. Now, we had a picture with Otis. That's the dog on the left, Otis. And I felt like I didn't want to leave Olive out. Olive is on the right. Step number 9, the backdrop. Again, this is the look of your video. It works together with the camera. It works together with the lighting. It's how your videos look. If you're filming yourself, first of all, if you've got a messy room, stop that. Really. I mean, nobody wants to look at a mess. Like, it's supposed to be fun and engaging, and we want to look at something cool. And cleaning up the room is an easy way to improve the engagement, to make a better video. And once it's clean, it's always going to look good. This is Sunny Lenarduzzi. Love Sunny. Actually worked with Sunny for about 5 months, helped her coach some of her high-paying clients. And she's got this white infinity backdrop, and then she's got a simple bookshelf. Like, the bookshelf is a tried and true look. Hers is very minimal, and she's just got a few things on the bookshelf. I love it. Oprah Winfrey, the whole video clipboard. It's the Sunny Show, a microphone. There's her silver play button. Fantastic. Sean Cannell, amazing YouTuber. Simple, like this is where I work. This is my office. Notice everything looks as it should. Everything is in place. He's got some sayings that matter to himself. He's got simple lighting that creates a cool mood. This is my buddy Nick, and Nick, I apologize for this image. I was on the fly. But Nick, everybody loves Nick's look, and it looks pretty cool. And wait a minute. This isn't, where's my, oh man, I'm not even in my own presentation. Well, that's okay, because these are plenty of good presentation, backdrop looks. Number 8 is the audio, right? The audio is really important. And if it's subpar, if the audio is subpar, what happens is it becomes a roadblock for the viewer. You see, if the audio is bad, the viewer can't focus on your engaging video. They focus on the audio. And again, you don't want people to feel like, they're unable to move forward because there's something bugging them. So it's up to us as YouTube creators to do what we can to clean up our audio, to make sure people don't get stopped. You want the viewers to be able to break through and focus on the message. And next up is your video editing. Now, I'd like to ask, how is your video editing? Let me know. Leave a comment right now. I'd love to know. Like, here's the thing about video editing. It's how you go from good. You take some good footage. Ron's Trains and Things says audio roadblock. Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. He says it sounds like an 80s punk band. I was actually the lead singer, Ron. And so think about that, right? The editing is how you take something that's pretty good and you make something that's great out of it. And the Real Estate Whisperer says, I like my editing. It's getting better every day. I've been doing this for years and I've learned a lot about good content, but I feel like I'm just getting my video editing dialed in. Hey, Ron, yeah, me too. I've been there. You know, it takes a lot of time. Cowhand says video editing is a plus. That's true. Cowhand loves to edit. In fact, that's where he's been. He's my new editor. Casey Neistat has said that a great video is born in the edit. So if you're not really spending a whole lot of time on your edit, well, that is something that you can focus on. Again, we're talking about, if you just joined us, my name is Brian G, and we're talking about, let me see if I can do that. That should be the videos on now. I'm totally blind. We're talking about what's most important when it comes to YouTube, what we need to focus on to publish videos that people love, that gain traction, that drive those views and so on. And these are the 15 most important things. And I made this list up because I see so many people asking, like, I could print business cards. I mean, if I got business cards, that would help me with my channel, right? I'm like, no. Like, edit better videos. Learn to light your videos. Improve the audio. And next up, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we're going to get flipped over now. I did hit desktop. Yes, I did. Twice now. There we go. So next up, we have number 6. And these are the top 6 things. And the fact of the matter is the high-level YouTubers with the silver play button, the YouTubers that show up and speak at events, the YouTubers that have millions of subscribers, have amazing presence. They are great on radio. They can create an engaging story. This is you. This is you in your video. If you're a gamer, well, you know what? It's you with your voiceover. It's the story you tell. We've been talking a lot about story in the community lately. I continue to mention story again and again and again. And someone asked me, well, Brian, how do you tell a story if you're a gamer? And I was playing PUBG yesterday. I'm playing right now at 90 minutes in the afternoon when I'm done. And I'm in the lobby, which means the match hasn't started yet. And you've got 60 seconds or so until you're all in a plane, you're dropped over an island, and you shoot it out until there's a winner. And all these people act crazy in the lobby. There's 100 people, and they're awful. So I run away to get away from them. And I'm running through the jungle, and I see another player, and I turn on the mic and I say, "Come with me, we'll escape, they'll never find us." And then 3 seconds later, another player runs by, and I'm like, "Except for that young man." And that was the story. We were escaping from the crazy gamers. There's a story in everything we do. It's the message of your video. Before you film your vlog, know what the story is going to be. Before you capture the footage, understand what the message is that you want to get across. Because when you know before you start filming, you're going to make better decisions. This is so hard, someone said. This is the hardest. Rodney said that. And it's true. That's why there are very few people that have a silver play button, because it's hard. It takes time and energy, and maybe we shouldn't ask so much of ourselves. Maybe we should allow ourselves to enjoy the journey that is YouTube, the opportunity to publish videos and to practice our presence, to know that, hey, I've got to be good. It's up to me, right? And it's you on the camera. It's you in your voiceover. It's how well you edit that footage together. It's the story you tell and the level of engagement that you set, etc. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the top 5 things that it takes for YouTube success. If you're not focused on these things, it's like you're trying to run a freaking race and someone has tied your feet together. Could you imagine that? It'd be awful. Audience retention. It is the thing. Audience retention is the, do they like your video? Like when people ask me, how do I know if people like my video? I mean, really? Like, you've got all this analytical information available to you, available to me, and I can go in and I can look at the numbers and I can tell just how much someone likes a video by how long they watch. That's what audience retention is. 99% of you know that. The more you study it, the more you ask yourself, did I skip number 7? Good chance. Let's see. 6. No, there's 7 right there. We're going backwards. Okay. This is audience retention. Now, the good thing about retention is it's so important. YouTube has sliced and diced it into 13 different things. They call it average view duration. It's relative retention. It's absolute retention. It's watch time. And what I want to let you know is think about this. When someone says watch time, add a few words for me, okay? Say watch time per impression. Help me get the word out, because far too many YouTubers think the only way to succeed is to have a lot of watch time, and that's absolutely, positively false. All you need is a handful of views, and what YouTube is going to do is it's going to measure your handful of views against another video's handful of views. How does it do it? By impressions. Okay, so this is the video I mentioned earlier. This video was published when my channel was 10 days old. It's driven, I think it's 90,000 views now. It drives about 100 views a day. It does really well. And it does well because it's got a good average view duration, which is the retention. It's pretty good compared to the other videos that are also targeting things like Nike marketing strategy, Apple marketing strategy, Apple branding, and so on. This is kind of how it works. It's like the video title and the tags and the description. This is the information that YouTube uses to identify what your video is about. And then the watch time per impression is the information that YouTube uses to identify just how much people like your video. And if they like it, you will be pushed out and promoted across YouTube. Retention and watch time per impression. Per impression. Be topical. If you want the easy button, this is it. In fact, I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I'm live streaming and I'm at the helm. I'm the captain of the ship right now. I don't know how that happened. Phil is crazy at TubeBuddy, but there you go. Have you ever been really curious about something new, like a new game or a new story or a new movie, and you didn't know anything about it? When you don't know anything about something and information comes out and you're excited, what do? You go watch, right? Yeah, like, wow. And you're going to be far more likely to watch a lot of a video that's sharing all kinds of new ideas. So if you're a gamer and you notice all the big gamers always cover the new games because it's an easy win. It's topical. Nobody knows what the game's about. We want to find out. That allows us to drive far more views and even better views. Why? Why is it better views? Because this. It adds to a better viewing experience. The retention is much higher because we don't know and we want to know, so we watch. Topical. It means to be of immediate relevance or interest. And again, that leads to better retention because we're excited about this thing. I want to get to the bottom of it. And you watch a video for 16 minutes when normally you've got the attention span of a goldfish. But it's something you've never heard about. And this leads to more clicks. It leads to more views. And again, they're better views and you win. Okay, these are the top 3 things that we as YouTubers need to focus on in order to grow a successful channel in 2018. Number 3 is to be congruent. What does that even mean? Like that word? Well, it means to be to be able to deliver on the needs and wants of a viewer. It's for the creator to love creating the kind of content a viewer wants to watch. It's like giving the viewer what they want, and it's how they want the video content to be delivered. So think about this. It's not just covering the topic. It's covering the topic in a way that the viewer wants it to be delivered. And I got to be honest with you, gang. Like, as viewers, we're a pain in the ass. Viewers are opinionated. You know, the lighting was all off. I couldn't focus because of the backdrop. There was a squeak in the background. I wish you would have just covered this point faster. Like, people really have a lot of expectations, and that's why this game is challenging. Because it's not enough to simply cover the content. We've got to cover the content in a manner that the viewers want it delivered. That's called congruency. And number 2 is to honor the audience. And I started with viewer for this slide. I wanted to stick on this path of viewer. This slide is about the viewer. But now we want to talk about the audience, because as you grow, it is the audience that will decide. It's the 2,000 views that you get in the first week of your video's release, once you've gotten to a certain stage with your channel, that will determine. It is how the audience interacts. And I want to say this because it's important to measure success as well as quality via the audience. One of my favorite ones is when YouTubers who don't have the success they're after, they tell me my quality is great. And I say, the thing about it is you don't get to decide, because your opinion does not matter. What matters is the audience. So when you take that stance, it changes everything, because you're going to spend more time in your analytics. You're going to focus and study more. It's going to matter more what the audience says if you want to grow. See, at some point, you got to ask yourself, like, do I want to grow? Or do I want to do what I want to do? And it's a balance of these things. And that leads us to the most important thing. And that is success will be found in your next video. You see, when you take all these 15 things and you're congruent and you're focusing on the viewers and you continue to publish videos, and you publish another video, and you're striving for better, when you're striving for excellence and perfection, you will increase the quality of your videos. The audience will respond because you're focused on them, and you will absolutely grow. YouTube's success is a journey. And I want you to know that that success that you desire, I promise you, if you focus on these 15 things for a year and you're relentless in your pursuit, you will get there. Publish your next video. You dig? I hope you guys like that. That is my top 15 things. And I got to tell you, I took 2 or 3 slides out of that presentation earlier today. And the 2 slides were, number one, my channel is doing great. In fact, over the last 6 months, the amount of people subscribing has increased month after month. I'm getting more and more people subscribing because I am focused on these 15 things. So this has worked really well for me, and I'm excited for you to move forward. We do have some time here. We've got about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. Poodles are behaving. That's nice. So yeah, if you're just joining us, my name is Brian G. Johnson, and I want to, as I always do, I didn't this time because I was really focused on this presentation. I want to, there's the questions. Thank you. Click the pencil. We'll see how good that goes, Andrew. Let's see. There we go. Click the pencil. So I've got some questions here, and I will get to those in a second as I juggle all the chat windows. Yeah, it's, you know, the thing about this YouTube stuff is it does take a lot of effort and time, but it really is fun. And when you focus on what matters, you're going to see some great results. Questions. And okay, and then responses. What's your channel name? And then maybe this one, 10. I still don't like this form, Andrew, every time. I just don't use it enough. Brian's live stream with responses, channel name. Individual is the easiest. Is that under questions, Andrew? Oh, look at cold water. What is the best time to live stream under responses? 11. Responses 13. Okay. So the first question here is, what's the best time to live stream? What's the best time to live stream, or best tips for live streaming? Don't worry about the time. The thing about YouTube is that creating content takes time. To create great content takes thought, effort, and time. And you want to honor what's most important. Like this whole presentation was just about what to focus on. So anytime I talk to a client or someone in the group or whatnot in the community about a schedule or when's the best time, I always say the best time for you. You want to make it easy for you to deliver the very best content you can. So don't worry about when, like don't try to optimize that, because if you optimize your schedule to deliver a killer live stream, you'll win. Now let's talk a little bit about how do you actually do that. Well, begin by having a singular topic. Take the time to think it out. And you can do what I did today, like plan out a presentation or at least have some bullet points. Now, if you're in a pinch, the truth of the matter is I could get like thrown into a live stream situation. And because I've done it a lot, I would do fine. I would be comfortable. I would be able to answer questions. I could make some jokes. But the thing to think about is just as important, if not more important, than the information you're sharing is how you're sharing it. It's cracking a joke, being engaging, having fun, which takes time because you've got to be able to be relaxed in order to do that. Like it doesn't have to be about being silly either. Like I was pretty serious in the beginning of this presentation, but I was going for that. I was like, this is important. These are the 15 things. And then I honored that content. So I think if you strive to create great live streaming experiences, knowing it's a balance of information as well as tips, like be friendly, engage. And the biggest tip of all is understand that we're not brain surgeons, right? Nobody dies on the table. And if something goes wrong, take a deep breath and do the best you can to be okay with things, right? Like sometimes things go bad. So think about that. I'm obsessed with TubeBuddy A/B split testing functionality. What's your must-use TubeBuddy feature? I love the tagging functionality that's built into TubeBuddy. That makes my job really, really easy. I also love the split testing feature. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens with the split testing stuff because now we've got new information on the impressions and whatnot. So I think that's going to be super, super helpful. We'll see what happens. I have 95% non-subscribers watching my videos. I also need #1 pointer on how to get them subscribed. Quality matters. That's the most important thing. If you follow and you focus on what I just presented, if you strive to improve what is most important, then you will go far and over time, you will improve the subscriber ratio. As far as the #1 tip to get people to subscribe, include a call to action. So at the beginning of your video, mention, here's why you should subscribe. So if you're a gaming channel, give them a simple reason that's easy to remember why your gaming channel is unique and different and why it's worthy of a subscribe. When you do that, you're going to do much better. You can also drop subtle reminders for people to subscribe. And when you do that, they're going to remember. Like you can use what's called the lower third. Oftentimes it's for the creator's name or where they're from. I use it just to remind people to subscribe. So it pops in, it says subscribe. So first, in the first 30 seconds, I say, hey, it's Brian. And if you want to grow on YouTube, well, stake your claim, amplify your message by subscribing. Click the bell notification and you'll be on your way. You see, I was able to say that really fast because it's my message. Stake your claim, amplify your message. That's my brand marketing. So there you go. Can you elaborate on 15? Are you just using the auto-compete? Let's say I'm going to do GTA Buyer's Guide, for example. 15 what? Can you elaborate on 15? If you're yeah, so I think you're talking about my presentation. It's weird that it's posted to this form already. The idea is simple. When you strive to publish better videos and you're focused on what's most important, then over time, you will find success in your next video. You'll publish a new video, and the next week another video, and you'll be moving forward, and that will help you grow. Why is TubeBuddy a great tool for growth on YouTube? Because it allows you to see information on research. It allows you to do split testing of your thumbnails. It allows you to modify things and see what people are searching for. It gives you tag functionality. You can make changes across multiple videos. It's a great tool to help you move forward. I have a channel with 1,500 subs, but steal my video, not active. Sometimes active, but sometimes lazy. Okay, let's talk about subscribers. A lot of people have misconceptions about how subscribers work. Somebody subscribes to your channel a year ago, and that doesn't mean they're going to watch all your videos forever. People get busy with life. For example, a year ago, you had some things that you were passionate about. You were interested in a new thing. You might have spent some money on a hobby, and you don't even give a crap about that today. You moved on. And subscribers are the same way. Someone might have subscribed to your channel a year ago. They might not even be on YouTube. The best thing to do is focus on moving forward. Think about this. Try not to focus on like, holy smokes, I've got these subscribers, but no one's watching. They're lazy. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. Think about all the people in your niche. So here's your niche. It's about this big. And there are all people on the inside. And if you create great videos, you'll draw those people in. Again, it really goes back to publishing great videos, focusing on what's most important. Make better thumbnails. Make your thumbnails compelling. Pay attention to the SEO. Dial in your audience retention. Do all these things and you will move forward. Why are some videos popular and some not as much? Watch time per impression. It's as simple as that. If you publish a video and nobody watches it, they watch it for 22 seconds, it doesn't have enough watch time, and that will cause your video to struggle. A lot of people find it challenging to publish a video that people watch at length. But if you carry on and you continue, and that becomes your goal, when your goal becomes not getting more subscribers, but creating an engaging experience, when your goal becomes not on views, but how can I create something that's compelling? How can I create something that people are excited to work on? That's different. It's very different. When you're thinking about editing, how can I edit my video to make it more fun? How can I add some cool kinetic effects? When you do all of these things, the videos improve. When the videos improve, it changes. Like I was saying, I want to show you guys, check this out here. Let's do this. I'm going to press the big button. Bam. Okay, so if we go to Social Blade, I mentioned in my presentation, I took out these slides because I didn't want it to be about me. But I just want to show you kind of what happened. So this month, you can see here, let's kind of blow this up a little bit, right? So over the last month, I've gained 2,523 subscribers. And here's the thing, check this out. I've got a long way to go. I'm a small player, and it's not easy, but I am seeing some results, and that's what I want to share with you today. So, these are the stats. I've gained 2,523 subscribers in the last month or so, but here's where it gets really interesting. You see, my channel, it was flatlined for about a year. You see the number right here, 1,000, right here, it says monthly subs. Right now it's 2,900, right? Well, you can see here, I was flatlined for about a year. 1,500 subs, 1,700 subs, 1,500, 1,400, 1,300. And then right here, things started to change. And all of a sudden I started climbing. 1,700, 2,500. I was sick, so I took a bit of a dip, but still was over 2,000. And now I'm almost at 3,000. So the reason that is happening is based on what I'm sharing. It seems like, how do I get views? Well, you focus on all the elements that add up to getting more views. Well, dang nabbit all, where's my... Brian, thank you so... Would you stop that? Andrew, I do not like this form. Brian, thank you so much for the stream. You're welcome. It's my pleasure, and I got to let you know, one of the things, hey, Eileen, good to see you, and British Cook, Drew, and see, Creative Queen is here, and so is Gord Eisman. And I was just going to say, the thing that you start to appreciate and understand, too, is it's not views. It's not about views. It's about community. It's about being able to look over in the chat and know every single name that's in the chat right now. I know them all. I comment, I engage, and they're not views, they're viewers, they're people, and so on. And again, it's a bit of change in the thinking and whatnot. But to me, that's what's so cool about this whole thing. It's the community that we have together. It's like I get a share, but we're all in this live stream together. What makes this live stream cool is like all of us family. That's what Drew just said. And Creative Queen said, true heart, et cetera, et cetera. And now back to this darn question. Thank you so much for the stream. And then I said, you're welcome. What should be logical information, but it's nice to recenter? Oh, what should be, yes. What should be, it is very logical. It's totally logical. But until you break it down, like what I just shared is like, duh, dude, you're sharing like, make a good thumbnail. I'm so tired of hearing that. But the fact of the matter is most YouTube creators, I think their thumbnails need improving. Like, I'll be honest with you. Right now there's 100 people or so. Let's see. I want exact numbers. There's 99 people watching this live stream, and I bet you there's maybe 10 people that have thumbnails that are on point. I still am not on point with my thumbnails, but I keep striving, and I think that's the point. So it's like, yeah, gosh, I wish you would have shared something that was like earth-shattering. It's all been done. But maybe the true success comes from understanding what is most important and focusing on that thing. And going all Bruce Lee, right? Like Bruce Lee, I had the quote from Bruce Lee, and one of the things Bruce Lee talked about is like, I don't fear the dude that's practiced 10,000 times. I fear the man that's practiced one kick 10,000 times. Okay, it's like I come ready for this stuff. Look at this. Like I'm actually thinking of doing a video on this or a live stream, but the comment is, suggest a book I should read in addition to yours. You got to read this book. Very important, primal branding. You've got to come up with your own unique brand. You've got to separate yourself from everybody else. That means you've got to have your own rituals. You've got to have your own audio cues. You've got to have the way you present. You've got to have your own editing style. You've got to have your own look, your own backdrop, and so on. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people say, I have to do it like this. If you want to grow your take number 2, because again, we're YouTubers, and a take 2 is fine. If you want to grow your channel, well, stake your claim, amplify your message by subscribing. Click on the bell notification, and you'll be on your way. Now, what do most people say? What do most people say when they say, click the bell notification? What do they say? Leave me a comment. The whole chat is going to light up with the same exact phrase. So when most YouTubers say, click the bell notification, what do people often say? Anybody? So you don't miss a thing. Exactly, Gord. Everybody said, right? So you don't miss a freaking thing. Yeah, so here's the thing. I said that too. And then all of a sudden, like the whole world is saying, so you don't miss a thing. So I was like, well, I'm not saying that anymore. Because this is the Brian Show. Hey, it's 5 o'clock. We're almost there. So the idea is simple. that you want to create something that's unique and different, so you want to have a brand, primal branding. Book number 2, Think and Grow Rich. Great book. You got to be persuasive. How can you do that? You learn about like influence and persuasion by Robert Cialdini. When we talk about influence, The Wolf of Wall Street, Becoming the Wolf, Jordan Belfort. Want to have a brand? This is Brad Goss, freaking genius marketer, chronic marketer. Evan Carmichael, Your One Word. You got to read the book. Get it. You heard it here first. Dale Carnegie. This is an important book. It's like these concepts will be around tomorrow and forever. How to win friends and influence people. Really important. It's how you treat people. Here's one of the things I want you to think about. It's not what you know. It's how you make people feel. Nobody cares what you said. Nobody cares what you did unless they like you. In fact, if people don't like you, they don't give a crap about what you did. In fact, you could have the biggest channel in the world. You could be the leading sports authority. But if you treat people poorly, that will haunt you. Dale Carnegie to the rescue. One of Dale Carnegie's pals was Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil. Fantastic book. Okay, we're wrapping it up here. A few more questions, and then that'll be that. What's the best way to engage more people? My channel, I make it, I am from the community and to get laughs out of them, but I feel like I'm not making as big of an impact, even though I have 134 subs and 1.5. Okay, so the question comes from a YouTuber that's been at it for 6 weeks. He's got 134 subs. How can I be more engaging? Number one, you want to tell a story. You want to do something different. For example, if you're a gamer, I saw this amazing video from a gamer in PUBG. And the idea was, it was like, he made his own game. He would take a motorcycle, get it in a corner of a house some weird way, right? And then when players would come in, he would shoot the motorcycle, it would blow up. Like, his game was to kill players with an exploding motorcycle. And it was something like terrorism, and I'm worried about getting the video demonetized, but I don't think TubeBuddy monetizes their videos anyway, but I think you get the point. The idea was that it was a new idea, right? That's how you be engaging. That's how you create engagement, by coming up with fun, new ideas for videos. And if you're only 6 weeks in, keep at it. Continue to publish content. And over time, when you focus on these last 15 things I shared, you will go far, because you'll be focusing on what's most important. We got 2 more questions, Andrew. 5 more minutes and we're going to wrap it up. So I have one video that gets 100 views a day and the thumbnail is really crap. Should I change the thumb or leave it since it's still gaining views? If your video is more than 3 months old, I think it's fine to change it, and you might be able to see a difference in your results. I actually showed the new impression and click-through rate data and information. What I would do is I would be really specific about measuring how many impressions the video is driven over a 30-day period, the click-through ratio of the video, as well as the average view duration. Then I would come in and I would change the thumbnail. I would let it run for another month or until it accumulated the same amount of impressions as it did in the first month, and then compare. If the click-through rate goes higher, you'll get more views. And ultimately, this is watch time per impression. It's average view duration and the click-through rate that are so important because they have a huge bearing on the accumulated minutes watched of a video. So that's what I would do. Multi-channel collab with creators within your niche. Technically, the video will be a challenge. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, sure. I mean, yeah, technically that kind of stuff takes a lot of time and effort. And sure, absolutely. The thing to think about is, like, is it something that my subscribers would really love? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and do that for sure. How to make an intro. I would go to Fiverr and buy one or play around with some apps. There's apps you can get for the iPhone or Android that you can use to make intros. If you search for how to make an intro with an app, you'll find some options. I think that's it. And I'm going to add one last thing. An intro isn't the, like, I didn't mention intro in this list because it's not that important. It's really not. Well, hey, gang, thank you so much. Andrew, thanks for keeping things on the lowdown, keeping an eye out on the live stream. It was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Extreme Food Reviews in the house. Daniel, good to see you. Gord Eisman, making it happen. Drew, another cooking channel in the house. Whiskey Dick is here. He's hanging out. We've got drinks. We've got food. It's all good. Later, says Rodney. Okay, gang, that's it. Cheers. I'll see you next time. You dig?